Yes.
All right, everybody, good evening. We'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to call to order this February 18, 2025 regular council meeting. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for a pledge of allegiance. Dear Lord, we pray for this council meeting this evening. Give us all the wisdom and guidance as we deliberate on the items before us. We pray that you continue to protect our community, our first responders, and our service department employees. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible.
Okay, next is verbal roll call of council members present for the record.
Councilmember Back.
Present.
Councilmember Cooper. Present. Councilmember Joy.
Present.
Councilmember Sands.
Present.
Councilmember Sexton.
Present.
Vice Mayor Atkins.
Present.
Mayor.
Present. Next, the approval of February 4th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or changes to these minutes? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the February 4th, 2025 regular meeting minutes?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
6 yes, 1 no, motion passes.
Okay, next on the agenda is unfinished business. We'll start off with ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance to approve the 2025 pay scale for non-bargaining unit employees. This is the second reading of this ordinance. At this time, I'll open the floor for any citizen comments or questions about this ordinance. Anybody out there have anything about that? No? Okay. We will schedule this ordinance for a third and final reading and council vote on March 4th, 2025. Does anyone on council have any other unfinished business? Nothing? Okay. We'll go right into new business. Resolution 2025-06. A resolution authorizing the acting village manager to execute a contract with the Regional Income Tax Agency, RITA, or Regional Council of Governments, for the purpose of administration and collection of municipal income tax for the village of New Lebanon, Ohio. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments about this resolution? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-06?
Moved.
Second.
Councilmember Sexton.
Yes.
Councilmember Joy.
Yes.
Councilmember Sands.
Yes.
Councilmember Back.
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
7 yes and 0 no votes.
Okay. Next one is resolution 2025-07. Resolution authorizing the acting village manager to execute an agreement with the New Lebanon Youth Athletics Incorporated for the use of Don Rusk Memorial Park. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments about this resolution?
I'll make a statement because I think the question that's coming is, have we negotiated with NLYA yet? The answer to that's no. But there are not really many terms in the contract that are gonna change. It's pretty standard from what they've had in years past. In the interest of getting this thing done, allowing me to continue my conversation with NLYA or the next manager to do that. I think council can approve this tonight. There'll be very minimal changes, if any, and we can move forward.
Okay, anybody else, any other questions? No? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-07?
So moved. Second.
Mayor Nickerson?
Yes.
Councilmember Joy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins?
Yes.
Councilmember Back?
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper?
Yes.
Councilmember Sands?
Yes.
Councilmember Sexton?
Yes.
7 yes, 0 no votes.
Okay, next one, resolution 2025-08. A resolution authorizing the acting village manager to execute an agreement with Public Finance Solutions for finance services. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments about this resolution? Yes, sir.
Is there a reason that we are engaging a finance service and not hiring a finance officer?
So we need to do both. So I think the issue, and I think if you attended the budget work session, I think the work session on the water and sewer rates, I think there's a need for some training of staff. I think there's a need for some guidance from some professional finance folks. This allows the next village manager some time to find a CFO. And then I think Public Finance Solutions would be a perfect organization to help train the new folks as they come in, help set some policies and move the village forward.
We have a cost associated.
Yeah, it should be in the agreement.
It was.
It's-
I
think it's
unless we-
10%.
I don't have a copy of it in front of me. But it's, yeah, the way the agreement, like, it's read up.
And this one here?
It's $10,500 a month. That's a not to exceed number, so it's a per hour rate of $105 an hour. The numbers, the hours will vary. That's not a flat fee, that's a not to exceed number.
So in addition to hiring a finance officer, we're gonna have this as well,
Correct.
for how long?
This is for the remainder of the year.
100K, 120K?
$126K,
yeah, if it were for a whole 12 months.
if there were those ones. But I believe you can terminate this clause without, with notice, you can terminate, so it doesn't necessarily have to be for the rest of the year, but this is for, to cover the rest of the year if needed.
Now, will they submit hourly, in other words, like, it'd be like legal services, or where they do an hourly rate and bill us each month, or?
Correct, and they will account for their hours each month they're done.
And Rob, the contract can be terminated at any time.
Correct,
And then this will help with the new CFO and guiding them through proper procedures, which
yeah, I think the issue with, in getting a CFO, there just aren't many of them out there. So you may have someone that has some finance experience, maybe not municipal finance experience, so putting the budget together is
so they're gonna be
So,
doing that until.
be helping with that, or helping get them up to speed and so that they can hand it off. Which folks will do that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Any other questions from council? Okay, do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-08?
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Sands,
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes,
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy.
Yes.
7 yeas to 0, no motion passes.
Okay, next resolution, 2025-09, a resolution approving the employment contract with William. I'm sorry, Bill, I'm gonna kill you that. Drogolis, close. For the village manager's position. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments about this resolution? So I'm kind of curious, because we haven't talked to any potential candidates and. I guess one of the main questions that I have is, I had originally asked a couple meetings ago. Why we didn't make an offer to Stephen Wolf, and the comment was that he wasn't interested, but as I'm looking at the resumes, he applied again, so I'm curious why we didn't make that offer when we knew that he was interested.
He's currently the manager of the village of Phillipsburg. So he has another job. I did speak to him at length. I think through the course of conversation, given how everything transpired the last time, I think it makes sense to hire from outside that list. So he and I did talk but he is the village administrator for the village of Phillipsburg.
So the other question that I have is, I mean, as I was looking at resumes and even at titles, there are several that actually do have municipal management experience, and I'm curious why we went with who we went with. We had people that was already currently experienced doing what we need to have done.
Sure. So we only had a couple that manager experience in local government. Mr. Dragalis has been a manager for 25 plus years in Montgomery County court system. He has a master's degree in public administration, White State. Management is management at some level, and this job requires a strong manager. And through my course of conversations with Bill and evaluating him, the conversations I had with some other candidates, he's my preferred candidate. Yeah, so I think we make an excellent village manager here, and I think he'll do an outstanding job. And what little I've had to interact with him so far has been terrific. So I'm impressed by him, and I think council will be as well once they get a chance to know him.
Anybody else? Okay, do I have a motion to approve resolution 2025-09?
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
No.
Councilmember Sands.
Yes.
6 yes votes, 1 no, motion passes. Congrats, Bill. He's here, Mayor, would you like him to maybe say a couple
Sure.
words? We'll put him on the spot here.
Bill, you want to come up and say a few things? Please?
I'll be very brief. The village council, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I promise I won't be letting you down. To my colleagues, I look forward to working with you as a team for the success of the village, for the community. I promise to give you 110%, putting my best efforts forward. So thank you all, and thank the council, and I look forward to working with my colleagues.
All right, Bill, thank you. Does anybody have anything for Bill while he's up here?
We're happy to have you.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're able to address that.
Well, I've always wanted a blue suit, so this was my opportunity to go out and treat myself to something.
All right, Bill,
But
thank
won't be wearing it again.
you. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is public comments or questions. I'll call your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak and be heard. Once your time is up, you'll be thanked, but no additional time will be given, and no donation of time by others to others will be allowed. We will not be stopping your time, but may, if necessary, address your comments after you are done speaking. First person this evening, Keith Moody, 297 Shop Drive.
Hello, my name is Keith Moody. Questions for you, Mr. Nickerson. I know last meeting you said you had a lot of people interested in the council seat, which in reality, how many did you really have?
So we had 3 write-ins and then several people that.
Yeah, 2.
Yes. Okay.
I actually had them send me, you
Okay.
know, so you had 2.
All right.
So, not very transparent. So kind of not being truthful either. Next question is the the new village manager, is he planning on moving here to New Lebanon?
No.
No?
I'll defer to the law director for that.
Okay, because, charter section 4.01 says the manager must become a resident of New Lebanon and pay taxes.
So I'll defer to the law director for a legal opinion, but we received an opinion that says that the
I-
charter
I'm-
provision is illegal.
I'm going by what
Based
the
on
charter
charter.
says.
Understood.
I mean, that's
I'm telling
what
you.
isn't that what we
Yeah.
have to go by as a
You want me
charter?
to talk? You want me to talk?
Okay.
I'm telling you that our law director has said that charter provision is not enforceable, and he's not to live in the village.
If I might suggest, public comment is just that, public comment, not public debate. I'll answer the question since this village manager has asked me to. I've already issued a legal opinion that the charter provision you're referring to is unlawful by Ohio statute and by Ohio case law. So it's unenforceable. My recommendation to council has been to form a charter review committee to address other charter provisions, including the unlawful one that was just described. So that's what the plan is, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Welcome. Joshua Farley, 136 Broadway.
Oh, good.
You're good, sir, okay. Natasha, 136 Broadway. You good, okay. Shannon Bemis, 130 Broadway.
Good evening, just a couple things. I wanted to give a shout out to Officer Greg Myers. He's a new officer. I was out of town, my husband got knocked on the door and there was an officer there and he said, hey, is that Malibu in the front of your, in the street? Is that yours? And my husband's like, yeah, it's my son's. He's like, well, the interior light's on. So introduced himself to my husband and they talked for a few minutes and it's the first time I think I've ever had an officer stop at my house and notice something like that. So it was greatly appreciated. My husband was extremely impressed. And then Rob, you came to us kind of, I don't know how to describe it, blind, thrown to wolves. And I wish it could have been on better circumstances, but I appreciate you coming in, stepping in and being a leader for us on the interim basis. And it's gonna be sad to see you go, but I know you're on to better ventures, less stressful, hopefully. But I do appreciate you being here and even when we needed you to stay, you extended, I think you extended twice,
Right.
maybe, and you didn't want to leave us hanging. So it is greatly appreciated. And you've opened my eyes up to a lot of things, the way local government should work, the way things should be done. I've learned from you, and I look forward to, the next, Bill, Mr. Bill. I look forward to Mr. Bill, coming in and taking over and hopefully continuing down the path that we're on. That's it. Thank you.
Right there, thank you. Michelle Dudowski, 301 Ledgewood Court. Good evening, Michelle.
I don't see Gary here. I sent an email, but I don't know if it went to the right person. His email's not listed on the website, so, I'm here with photos of the house at the corner of Lawson and Church.
Okay.
With the huge ruts in the yard. Between him and his neighbor, who when she comes home from Florida is going to lose her mind.
Sure.
Next, the semi that is parked in the street at 452 Holderman. Are semis on the streets allowed?
Like an actual full-size semi or a box truck? Yep, I'll send somebody.
Thank you for tagging the excursion on Avon Oak again. I see it's had more work done to it. I also want to take, can I have my other time for the Legion now, or do you want me to wait my turn?
No, you can. I was going to ask you how Legion's coming anyway.
Okay. So I wanted to speak as the commander for the American Legion. I want to thank first the fire department, New Lebanon, Farmersville, Brookville, for keeping the building standing when we had our fire on Sunday, January 19th. I'd like to say that things are moving along and we're getting back into business soon, but that is not the case. But I am happy to report that we signed a lease and a contract with Miller Contracting last week. And the architectural drawings are in the final proofings. And will in the next 2 weeks be going to the county for permitting. And our new address will be 519 East Main Street. Down at the barber shop and Rainbow Teak and the vape shop and next door to the new DG East, as I like to refer to it. So, we're looking at probably 6 to 7 months before move-in time. I would love to be able to get us back up and running in some semblance at 35 West Main Street before then. That's gonna be between the insurance agencies, apparently. I don't know what our landlord plans to do. Right now, nothing's been done and it's been 5 weeks. So we are shuttered, but we are not down. So if there's something somebody needs some help from the Legion, something we can do, please make sure and contact me. Get through here, get to me. I'm happy to do that. We will still start our turkey shoots on Sunday, March 9th. So that will be our social as well as one of our fundraisers, what we will be doing. And we'll do those for 7 weeks straight, skipping Easter. So that's open to the public as well at the church, at the park on Church Street. But we're moving forward. We're trying. So that's the latest, greatest update.
Michelle, are you accepting donations?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And anyone who would like to become a member of Post 762, I can get you an application for that. We were very fortunate that the sprinkler system and the fire department did an awesome job. There's no hole in the roof. And we were able to save most of our equipment with the exception of a few things that our gaming company is going to replace at no cost to us. So we have the things, we don't have a lot of permanent damage. The water actually didn't damage, but some cabinets. And we pushed the rest of the drains and mopped everything up and we winterized the building as best we could that day. And the carpet's okay. Our other machines and things like that, other than our 2 cash registers and 2 TVs from electronic standpoint, we did okay. So the rest is gonna be up to the building owner at this point. And they haven't asked me for the account number to turn the electric back on, so I don't see it happening anytime soon. And I haven't seen any trucks there to do any huge gas line repairs, so it's all right. We'll meet at the park for a while. The weather's gonna get warm again.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.
All right, Michelle, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Heidi Pence, 659 Homeway.
Just have a question. Do you know how many people applied for the village manager position? And did we consider anybody that lived in town?
So Mr. Joy has the list over there. The number is, I think, 40 plus.
Okay.
There were only a handful that applied that lived in town. I don't think anybody that lived in town either had the experience or the education to qualify as the manager. So
Okay,
how do we?
said online, no education is required.
Correct. But when evaluating against other candidates, I mean, obviously you look for folks that have either on-point experience or education. And so in doing that evaluation, there were others that were at the top list.
And then I had a question for the police department. We had a robbery on HomeAway back in July and we've never had any follow-up. No one's ever gotten back to us.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if maybe we could look into that.
Like get with me afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'll get some contact info for you and I'll check on that.
Okay, thank you. Next one, Deb Brumback off of Old Dayton.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening.
My name's Debbie Brumback. I'm on Old Dayton Road. And in August, a handful of us in Perry Township got together and came up with a nonprofit organization called Friends of Perry Township. And we have had 2 really great events so far. We have 2 more planned and more in the future, I hope. Just to try to get Perry Township back as a community with Brookville and New Lebanon. We have a Easter egg hunt coming up. I tried to go around everybody and make sure that we weren't stepping on any toes. It'll be April 5th over at Sycamore Park. And we're also on April 5th and we're also having a fishing derby on June 14th. That'll be at Sycamore Park at the Overlook picnic area. Both of them will be there. since we're so young, it's not gonna be like the ones I'm sure everybody knew from the past, but maybe in the future we'll have big ones like that again. Can I just hand these out? I also needed to ask if, do we need to have permission? I don't know how many of these are actually printed.
Here in the building, if you want to give me a copy, I'll make sure from the bulletin board here in the lobby.
Oh, thanks. This one is, this one's asking for volunteers. Where do you want me to put it?
I'll put it with the bulletin board right here.
Okay. Anybody else want one of these?
I really like more of this.
I only have one more left, so.
We can make some.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I also, I heard today that, I had to have a permit to say that we accept donations. Is that true?
I don't know that you need a permit from the village to do that. There might be, so if you solicit into a door to door that does require registration, there's a permit for that.
We don't go door to door,
But
we just hang this and it says that we accept the donations.
Yeah, I'm not aware of you needing a permit for that.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Al Ecker, 14302 Dayton. You're good, sir? Okay. And Michelle, we're caught up with. Okay. Next is administrative staff comments. We'll start off with you, Dennis. How's it going?
We're doing all right. We've got a lot of work done at the wastewater plant. We have a lot more to go. We're working on a NPDES permit that is coming up due. The permit is for 5 years and ours is going to expire January 31st, 2026. So they want all the information by August 4th. So we're working on that, making sure we get all that information turned into the EPA before it's due, so that if there are any hiccups, they can let us know and we can correct it. And yeah, hopefully without a hitch, we'll get our next permit for the wastewater plant. On that note, I'm looking at different chemical bids for different chemical companies to supply us for water and wastewater treatment. Right now we go with Chemicals Inc. and I just got the bid from Hawkins. I gotta go over that and find out if we can save a little bit of money by switching chemical companies or staying with what we got. Also looking at different labs that do water and wastewater lab work that we're not set up to do. And see if we can do cost savings there as well. As well as getting good customer service from our labs. I'll leave it at that because there's a whole bunch more, but there's plenty more meetings to go.
Gotcha. Anybody have anything for the superintendent for the service department?
I just want to say, the snow removal was, you guys did a fine job. You were on it.
They really did. I was sick for the weekend. I didn't even know any of
You
that.
and everybody else.
I
Let them
can't,
know they did a great job. Thank you.
I'll let you guys know.
Thank you.
What's the status on, how's the water main breaks coming? We've had a bunch of them. I know you had at least 4.
We haven't had any in a while. Since the last meeting, I don't think we've had, but maybe one. There's a lot of road work that we still have to do, but that will be fair weather work.
Yeah.
They're all added to the list. We do have a lot of potholes and, main break holes that we gotta go back in and cold patch some for now and come back with a more permanent fix.
How's your salt? Got plenty?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, anybody have anything for superintendent for the service department? No? Okay, next, the fire chief, JC.
So, the tornado siren company was finally able to come out. I know there was some concerns about the one at Don Russ Park. After they came out, we figured out that the siren up there would rotate, but it would not growl test. So we started with batteries. I contacted a couple places. The service department picked the batteries up for us, installed them. Grout tested both sirens. They're both operational. So as we progress into spring, when the company that services the tornado sirens starts doing maintenance, we'll have them just double check, make sure all the chargers are operational, make sure there's no other faults or issues with the sirens. But as long as there's no other issues moving forward, when they test the sirens, you guys should be able to hear them again if you're outside. So they took care of the two, the one at the Don Rusk and the one at Industrial and our Access, sorry. And then I grout tested the one at the firehouse and it's still operational. So, but I want to thank the service department for getting the batteries and taking the time to install the batteries in both of those sirens.
Anybody have anything for the fire chief? No? I wanted to say something, Chief Kaiser invited me to the Montgomery County Fire Chiefs Association, what is it, JC?
Independent insurance agents.
Right, for an award for Steve Teddy for his 50 years of service as a firefighter for this community. And Chief Kaiser invited me to attend the luncheon over there, so I appreciate that. It was an outstanding day, and congratulations again to you for being the chief that you are for Teddy, Steve, who's done this for 50 years and still done it. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite. It was very, very nice.
You're welcome.
Very nice to be there. Nobody has nothing for a fire chief? Okay, police chief, Lieutenant Warren, go ahead, sir.
All right, so in your council package, you have two different things. The first one was the first round of stats that I was able to pull. I did totals for 2023, 2024, and then January 2025. So 2023, we had 6,214 calls and took 442 reports. 2024, we had 6,205 calls and took 461 reports. And in January of this year, we had 492 calls and generated 18 reports. So we're still working on collecting stats. We got the new guys we're training up, and we're training people on different jobs and tasks and stuff. So we should be collecting more stats as we go. The second thing that was in there is the speed analysis reports from the new radar unit. So far, we've done 3 of them. The first one was on Main Street. And I gave you guys the brief stuff. The actual reports are about 60 pages, and they have graphs and charts about different time frames and things like that. So the first one we did was Main Street. It analyzed 48,000 cars with an average speed of 31 miles per hour. The second location was Perry Street between Short and Bryce. It analyzed 2,634 cars with an average speed of 25. And the most recent one was South Church Street. It was up there for about 4 days, and it analyzed 3,613 cars with an average speed of 31. So that's the first spot that we had that actually had a high enforcement rating. So based off of that, the reports generate multiple different things, including an analysis of vehicle types. That's done by measuring the length of the vehicle, and it sorts them by class. And it also generates enforcement times. So what it does is it'll average out all of the violations that it recorded, and it'll actually give us timeframes, a time frame in the morning each day, a time frame in the evening, and then a combined total for the best time to sit during the day that has the most violations. So what this will let us do is tailor our enforcement instead of just picking random times to try to catch speeders. This will actually give us hard times and dates of when the best time is to sit to have the best use of our enforcement times. The plan is that as we get complaints of speeders or we start having issues with cars and violations, we'll move the unit around town to check different streets and areas. We're going to work on getting the speed trailers back up and running, so we can use a combo of the radar units to see like when there's not a vehicle or speed trailer sitting there what the actual speeds are versus when, you know, cruiser's sitting there or something else. Because oftentimes we'll go and sit, and when people see a cruiser, they won't speed. So it's hard to tell sometimes if there's actually a speeding problem there with us sitting or without. So that this will give us hard data with good timeframes of when to sit to enforce speed limits.
Does anybody have anything for the police chief? No? Right, we don't look like it's, Robert?
Few things, yes, just, can we give council an idea of what's on my desk in terms of projects? As you know, police department requested a review from BCI, and we provided all the documentation to BCI. We're waiting to hear back from the Attorney General's office. Have not heard anything yet. I'm not inclined to reach out to them. I just kind of sit tight for a couple more weeks. Rob has provided me with all documentation regarding the Johnsonville, Farmersville Road flooding issue, and I'm digging into that to try to get a group together and see if we can't figure out what we need to do to get that issue solved. Charter review. I mentioned that earlier today during citizens' comments, and I'm reviewing the charter for not just the residence requirement, but other provisions such as the council renewable provisions on attendance at meetings, things of that nature. And also looking at all the ordinances in their entirety, and I'll be suggesting a edit or deletions of numerous sections of our revised or codified ordinances. And then in terms of new legislation, putting finishing touches on the mobile home community regulations. So that's kind of in a nutshell. Happy to. And Rob, thank you for your service while you've been here. Best wishes, and your city manager, village manager, look forward to working with you. I get on your calendar soon.
Anybody have anything for the law director? Yes, sir.
I do. You just touched on it, about the trailer park. I received a call last week and a call, yesterday. We have, you can a witness to that. We have two ladies living in their car, that got kicked out. I have, two veterans. One is just, laying there waiting to die. Today was their last day. They had to be, out. They got kicked out. And, I received a call last week. Can't give specific names right now because they're afraid of retaliation. But, they received a violation, with no explanation of what it was for, just a violation. And the owners are refusing to tell them what the violation was for. Again, they're on fixed income, they're elderly people. And they have no way of paying us. So would be the next step is they'll end up getting evicted. So.
And they're keeping track of these people, their names, et cetera, contact
Yes.
information. Okay, why don't you send that to me?
Anybody else? Municipal manager?
Just a couple things. One, congratulations, Bill. Like I said, when Mr. Joy asked the question, I've gotten to know you over the conversations we've had. I think you have the right temperament, the right attitude, certainly the right experience to be successful in this job. And I'm a phone call away. If you have any questions or anything I can help you with, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
To the council and the staff of New Lebanon, thank you for the opportunity to work here and work with you. It's been trying at times. So crazy things have happened that I never thought I'd see in my career. But we learn and grow from those things, and it's been a great learning experience. And like Sharon, you thank me, I'll thank you for stepping up. I know we took some flack for that, but I defend that decision because what you've done in the office has been tremendous. Along with the other folks in the village, the chiefs, down to the service department guys, Beth, Tammy, Kelly when she was here, have been terrific and have helped me tremendously. So it's only been a success because of everything you all have done to help me, and I really appreciate it. So I will miss coming here, but you're in great hands, and Again, if you ever need anything, I'm a phone call away. So thank you.
Anything for the manager?
I just want to, thank you, Ralph, for, stepping in to a absolute mess. You didn't have to stay, and you did. And, I just want to let you know, I appreciate the time that you, was here and all that you've done so far. And you have shown the utmost respect to, I think, everyone I've seen you talk to. And, you don't see that often.
Thank you.
So I just want to let you know, I appreciate you.
Thank you. Sure.
Anybody else? Good.
I would also like to thank Rob, for his time here, and I have to agree, he stepped into a, big pile, and, we had a lot of good discussions, and even on things that me and you didn't see eye to eye on, you still kept your composure and, treated me with respect. So for that, I want to thank you for your time and your service to our community, and wish you the best on your next endeavor.
Thank you. Good luck.
Anybody else?
Question.
Yes, sir.
I know you're leaving, but I would like to know what your policy is on office employees working on a Saturday or on a holiday unsupervised.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. I mean, if they let me know in advance that they want to come in and what they're gonna work on, I generally don't have a problem with it because
Unsupervised.
I mean, there's not a lot they can do in there to, you know what I mean? It's not like we're not keeping the secrets to the launch codes in there. It's, you know, if they have things they need to do and I trust that individual, I don't have a problem with it. But that'll be Bill's decision now.
Right.
So maybe his first order of business.
That is.
I mean, are we paying this person overtime for this?
No, it's depending on who it is. I mean, there might be some folks that depending if it's a salary employee or an hourly employee and they're over their time, yes. But again, they wouldn't want to be there not because just they want to rack up time. It's either this income tax things need to be done, or there's other tasks need to be done, or if it's a part-time person, it's just straight time.
That's all.
I want to thank you for coming in, and I'm gonna miss you,
Likewise.
especially at all meetings that we had to
All the depositions we gotta
do. You was my sidekick with me, so you know,
Right.
but I hope everything goes good, and I
Thank you.
hope you succeed with whatever you're gonna do from
Thank you
now
very
on
much. I
out.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, next is a council member comment. Mr. Joy, we'll start with you tonight.
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Beck?
Just wanna thank the service department for the awesome job at, keeping the streets looking good. And how that can be when it's cold, freezing, and, I'm all too familiar with that. So I want to thank you and, the guys for working hard through that. And, like I said again, Rob, thank you, for your time and stepping into a nightmare of a mess. I don't know too many people that, would want to, with everything we had going on, want to step in and try to fill those shoes. And, like I said, even through our differences, I do want to thank you, but that takes a lot to deal with, and with a new council as well, taking on that. So thank you yet again for helping us.
Sure.
Pastor? Mr. Cooper, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to echo my thanks to the service department and the police department, fire department. These long, cold days, I really appreciate. The streets are doing really well, been impressed. We live in a plat and the plow comes through and always thankful for that. So anyway, thank you for your hard work, and it does go noticed. Appreciate
I'll
it.
let them know.
Okay, thank you. And I want to thank Rob for his time, and I've enjoyed our conversations, enjoyed meeting you. And
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I think your wife owes me a blueberry pie.
she does. Thanks for reminding
Come
me.
back to court.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much.
Mr. Sayers,
I have nothing.
Ms. Sexton.
I do have a couple of things. I forgot to ask you earlier. These reports that the fire chief and police chief puts out, can we get one for zoning? Like, is that a,
Yeah, we can, yeah, Gary, he'll do topic specific ones, but yes, we can do numbers for that. I can have. him
I
send
mean,
you.
you know, or just,
Absolutely.
something to what you're working on, what you've been working on, or
Yes.
what's
we
been
can.
taken care of, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the day at the park. I think that we're gonna try and shoot for August 9th. That seems to be the best date. That has not been set in stone, but we're about 80-20 on that, so. I wanted to put that out there, start working on that soon. And then lastly, I just want to, read something that a good friend, shared. Somewhere along the way, the idea took hold that local government should function like an on-demand service. That public opinion, not law, not expertise, not long-term sustainability, should dictate how cities operate. That if residents demand something loudly enough, it should be granted. But governancy doesn't work like that. It never has. Try applying this mindset to law enforcement. Should police officers ask residents how they prefer the law to be enforced? Should zoning decisions be made based on who complains the most? Should code enforcement let things slide because it's what the people want? Should cities slash taxes every time there's pushback, even if it bankrupts them? This is the nonsense we've created by letting public perception dictate government function. Good governance isn't about handing out whatever people want, whenever they want it. It's about making decisions that keep communities functional, safe, and sustainable. Decisions that often require saying no, even when it's unpopular. City managers know this better than anyone. They're not running a business where the customer is always right. They're running an institution built to serve everyone, not just the loudest voice in the room. The work isn't about keeping people happy in the short term. It's about ensuring that cities don't crumble under the weight of short-sighted demands. Government should be responsive, efficient, and transparent, but it should never be driven by emotion over expertise, noise over necessity, or demands over data. Public service isn't about winning popularity contests. It's about doing what's right for the long haul, whether people appreciate it in the moment or not. Because when the system collapses under the weight of bad decisions, the same people who demanded them will be the first to ask, how did this happen?
Vice Mayor Thomas. Thank you.
I just want to thank the SOS department, the fire department, and the police department for everything you guys have been doing. And then I want to welcome Bill for being our city manager. Looking forward to getting to know you and working with you. Thank you.
It's been a long year, hasn't it, you guys? I appreciate everything you're doing. You were the first person I think you and I met for the first time a year ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and I think then two followed it, and Timmy followed after that.
Right.
So, you and I have taken it on the chin quite a bit. And we stuck it out, and we're still sticking it out, and we're doing what my good friend Tim Back says, we're doing it for the community, for the better of this community, and that's what we're gonna do. And, so I appreciate what you've done,
Thank you.
and,
I got you.
we're close by. And you give me your number, and if I ever need you, I'm gonna call you,
Absolutely.
and vice versa, you ever need me for anything, you call.
Appreciate it.
So I appreciate what you've done. Thank you for everybody. Welcome, you're doing a great job. Bill, Dennis, Chiefs, you guys are you're hitting it, you're doing great. We got a lot of exciting things getting ready to happen this year. We got David Park that Miss Sexton was talking about. Tina Bell's talking to me about opening up the garden again, getting the garden fired up soon, so I'll be looking for volunteers so we can start getting that garden going. And I'll be begging Timmy again to see if he can mow for us when he's not so busy. But we're moving forward, we're striving, and we're doing the best we can. So let's keep the gas pedal down to the floor, and let's keep doing it, okay? So thank you for everybody, for everything, all right? Don't look like we have anything on the agenda for tonight. Next regular council meeting will be on Tuesday, March 4th at 7:30 PM. Do I have a motion to adjourn this evening's regular council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Councilmember Sands,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
Yeah.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkinson.
Yes.
Okay, have a nice evening, everybody. We are adjourned.
Motion and second.
And we'll see about all around. That's don't let anybody leave. Yeah.